Hi guys, and welcome to Debbie's Rusty Brush. If you're new here, my name is Deborah Straight, and I am the owner and artist here. If you've been here, well, welcome back. Glad that you're back to watch what we've got going on. All right, so do you guys remember this frame where we put the Dixie Belle patina paint on? All right, well, what we're going to do today is we're going to do what goes in that frame, and I'm really excited about this, guys. I've got the glass from that frame, and we are going to turn it into a mirror. Now, I have never done this, so we're hoping that this isn't a colossal fail, but here's what we're gonna do. I have been allowed the privilege of sharing with you the XenArt transformations from Paint Pixie. And I know we're getting a glare there. And these are marvelous little things. All right, so these are designed to, for those of us who are artistic challenged, it's designed to be able to put on your wall, on your furniture, on canvas, and to paint. And at paintpixie.com, you can find brushes and all kinds of stuff, but there is a section on there that's called XenArt. And that particular section is been developed for Mr. and Mrs. Pixie's granddaughter, Xenia, and it is for Xenia's education as she grows and gets older. And so it's a really, really good cause to support, and you get these neat paint transformations that you can paint. They also have watercolor paints, they have watercolor brushes, they have all kinds of neat things in the XenArt line, or the XenArt line. They have some really neat stuff in there, as well as Mr. and Mrs. Paint Pixie's other products. So go to www.paintpixie.com and check them out, because it's really cool. But what we're going to do today is I have decided that I'm going to make a mirror. So that is different than what these have been designed to do. And these are designed to go on your furniture, on your canvas, and to make an instant artist out of anyone. But I am going to use these a little bit backwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this on a piece of glass that will go in this frame. Then we will be working backwards. So we'll have to put on our highlights and things, and then the main color as we paint, because we want what will be seen through the front of the glass to be the detail and the rest of it to be back. So we're going to do this a little backwards. You could go ahead and put them on the front of the glass as well, but you can't seal them because you would see it would make the glass foggy. So if you like that look, that's fine. Go ahead and put them on the front. If you want to put them on the front and not seal them, that also is okay, but you're not going to be able to clean them if you get a lot of dust. And I live on a main street. We get a lot of dust and grime just from cars going by, and so that's not an option for me. So we're going to do this backwards. And what we're going to do, I've got this looking glass spray from Krylon. Now, I've never done this. I've seen it done on different videos from different people, and I wish that I could give them credit, but I've seen it done a lot, and I don't know who to give credit to because it's just a bunch of different people. So this is what we're going to use. With any mirror, what you would do is after putting this on, and we will be using some vinegar to make it look like an aged mirror. But what you do with any mirror once you get this on is you put a darker color behind it. So you would typically go with black or a dark brown. What I am going to do, you will see why I have this color, which will go underneath the sandy area, what I want to be sand. So this will go under there because it will blend in well. And then because it's supposed to look like water, we're going to do this behind our mirror. Now, once we get these on, I will probably go ahead and put a black coat over the entire thing of the back just to make sure that it's dark and it's got that extra protection. But we are going to use these other colors versus just the black that you would normally find at the back of the mirror or dark. So the first step is to just clean the mirror. Use what you normally use. You can use denatured alcohol, you can use vinegar, which is what I'm using, or just Windex. Just make sure it's good and clean to be. And I know that I want this mermaid to be my focal point. So I'm going to get my mermaid out here. Now these come where when you stick them down, they're going to be where they're going to be. They come with a backer on them, so it's not white, it's clear. So I do know that I want the mermaid, so I am going to cut out around the mermaid. Now, the nice thing about these is that they come in a sheet, and you can use what you want. You can configure them the way you want. You can put them down just the way they are on the sheet, if that's what you choose to do. So I am at the moment just going to place our mermaid, and so I'm going to cut off these other transformations here, and need that much there, and just leave myself with the mermaid. You do want to leave enough room around the image that it has plenty of room to go on and not be removed. All right, and so then what you would normally do is lay it on the furniture, and you would apply it to the furniture. I am going to do that with the mirror, or with the glass. So this image that you're looking at will actually be backwards on the mirror, or on the glass on the other side. But because it is clear, now it is designed to paint on this side. We will be painting this side. And because I'm going to be using chalk paint, it will stick and work fine. Now I want to center her, but I want her to be up a bit higher. Once you commit and have any part of her down, do not pull her back up. She is there, okay, especially on this glass. Now I know that I saw what Josie, Miss Paint Pixie said, is that with normal transfers, you have to seal, or it's better for you to seal your product first, your painted surfaces. With these, you do not need to. But we are going on glass, so we just wanted to make sure that it was good and clean. And once we get our location, we commit and we put her on. And then you just rub over the transformation so that she sticks really well. And this is why, well, you want clean glass because you definitely don't want smudges in your finished product, but you want clean glass because you want this to adhere really, really well. So you don't want any oil or grease or anything on here at all that could interrupt the surface from sticking. And so you just rub it really good all over the place, and then you can start lifting it. So I'm going to start lifting from here, and you can see that it's going to come off. I like, even after it's come off, I lift some up, and then I kind of burnish it, even though I know it's coming off fine and it's sticking. I still want to go through and make sure that all of those edges are down really, really well. So I will pull some up. Now, if some of it comes up, you can put it back down and burnish as well, and that will help it stick in place. The only place you really have to worry is at the very end, because you might lose where you had that little piece. So you want to be careful with that. But you can see whether it's all stuck or not as you're pulling up. Again, like I said, this is a step I do. Makes me feel more comfortable to make sure it's good and burnished down. You don't have to do that. They do suggest that you burnish it after that it's on with a soft cloth or something of that nature, but what I do is not necessarily needed. Now, see, I'm going to hold my stick there so that if anything does not stick properly, I know about it without moving my film so I can get it on good. All right, so we have our mermaid all down and on. Okay, so now comes the fun part. You get to place the rest of the embellishments where you would like them. That's what I like about these, is that you can mix and match, and you can make all different kinds of combinations. So the odds of somebody else doing something exactly like you, it probably isn't going to happen, because not only do you get to place your items where you want them placed, but you get to paint them the way you want them painted. And so this part was really fun for me to figure out where I wanted things and how I wanted my design to look. Now, you can be aware that you can place one transformation over the top of another one. So if you want, say, that starfish to be leaning up against the other shell there, you can do that. You just have to keep in mind as you're painting it what color you want on where, so that it looks the way that you want it to look. And so that is possible to do. I got really close. I did not overlap. I didn't really want that overlap, especially trying to go at it backwards. Although I do have one place where I'm going to have one little fin on a fish that I'm going to have to paint prior to painting what is over the back of it. So just play and have fun. Okay, so I'm going in with the lighter color first, and so I went in with lavender, and then I am going in with some pink. And the lavender is a Dixie Belle color, the pink is a DIY paint color, and then Farm Fresh from Dixie Belle will go in there, and that is a very, very light green. And then we will go in with some Salty Kiss from DIY, and we will cover in everything that has not been painted, and we will also go over a few of the areas that have been painted that are dried, just to cover up any streakiness and add some extra texture in what you'll see from the other side. Okay, so we are just going to continue to paint here. We're going to go in with some Farm Fresh into the tail, very end of the tail area. That's a DIY color. And then we're going to go back in with that Lucky Lavender to tie it into the rest of our mermaid. And that is a Dixie Belle color. And then we're going to go in with a dark Palmetto Green, which is a Dixie Belle color, and just fill in any areas that have not been filled in yet. Okay, so now we're going into the hair with some Liquid Sunshine. I'm not covering up all of the areas of the hair. I'm just doing little bits and pieces, and we'll put some Sandy Blonde, which is a DIY color, to cover up all of it so that we have some dimension. And then here is what our mermaid looks like. Sorry for the ring light. From the side that you will see. As you can tell, the back is messier, but this side looks really good. Just continuing to paint. Remember, always put in the colors that you want first, and then put in the background colors. Now on the seaweed that we've got here, I decided that I wanted the center to be the darkest area. So I'm going in with palmetto. And then I'm going to go in with some of that farmhouse green that's really, really light, just to put a touch here and there. And then we're just going to go in with our Salty Kiss, which is our medium green. And that will play nicely with our lights and our darks that we put down before. And that will cover over everything that we've already done there to make sure that it's all got good coverage. And then we're just going to go in here and put a coverage over our shells. And I'm doing that in a couple of different colors. These two are going in Sandbar from Dixie Belle because I want them to be a little lighter. I've got some yellow in with that. And then I'm doing Sandbar on our pink shell there. And then I'm going to go in with some sandy blonde on a couple of these other ones. Okay, so remember I told you that you don't want to use the sealer on the glass because it will fog. Well, I am using it. I'm okay with it fogging in this particular instance. What I'm doing is I am putting the clear coat on and I'm adding glitter. I want this behind the seashells and the starfish to look like sand. So now what I've got is faded burlap by DIY, and I'm watering it down and I'm just splattering it on down behind where the shells and starfish are, so that I have what looks like sand in behind that. So the fogginess that will be in the front of my mirror will actually be a good effect for this, because I want it to have a delineation that that is the sea bottom and that the mermaid and the fish and everything are floating in the ocean. So this will show you, however, what that clear coat will do to glass. Okay, so now we will show you what the front of this looks like, and then we'll move on to putting in the mirror effect. But as you can see, the back of this looks a little messy with the paint job, but when you turn it over, it doesn't have that messy look because all of the lines are there. So these have really been a blast to play with. But see how you get that fog here at the bottom? With what I'm doing, that is perfectly okay. But normally you wouldn't want that. Okay guys, I've just got my vinegar and I'm cleaning up any smudges that I made while I did my transformations. Just remember to be careful because this chalk paint will reactivate with water or liquid, so we want to be careful. Now I'm spritzing around my glass there, and then I'm going right in with some Krylon spray, a very light coat of Krylon spray. I decided that I wanted a little more vinegar over on the one side. Wait about 60 seconds and then put on another coat. Wait another 60 seconds and put on another coat. And then you can go through and clean off the vinegar. And so I'm just patting around as I clean off the vinegar to give that aged effect that we want with this mirror. And so we're just going to go through and blot that off, and then I did do a little bit of rubbing because I wanted a little more age, and then we're going to do one more quick coat of the spray and let it sit for 60 seconds. Now I am covering part of my window because I want sand down where my sand is, and I want blue where my blue is. You can choose any colors that you want, but that's what I wanted. And then after I have that on and I get it good and dry, I got it a little thick in a couple areas, so then I'm going in with some black, which is traditionally what you would do, and you let that sit and dry. And I'm gonna go ahead and go in after it's dry here with another coat of black. And then that's it. All right, guys, that is what we did, the process that I followed to make this antiqued XenArt mirror. Again, if you want to use these products or just check them out, go to paintpixie.com and you can check out the XenArt section. And then when you're there, if you are like me and you like paintbrushes and all the goodies, check out the rest of the website. It's just wonderful. I love the brushes. But let's get you turned around here so you can see what we've. So this is the finished product, and that is in our frame that we did in one of our previous videos. And so as you can see, let's see if we can get close. You can see the antiquing in the mirror that we've got there. We've got some bubbles going up. And on mine, we've got that haze at the bottom because I did use the clear coat to put in some glitter for our sand. And I don't know if that's gonna, oh yeah, it's coming through good. So we've got that glitter in the sand as well as some sprinkled paint. So we used the Dixie Belle patina paint on the frame, and that is a foam frame that is a molded foam to look like wood. So this mirror is in there permanently because that's how I had to do it to get it to stay with what I had on hand. Let's see here. All right, so if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, share this video with your friends, hit that little bell so you get notified anytime I upload a video, and as always, thank you for hanging out with me. Bye-bye.